So you're out here in DC, right? And you convince your little self that now is the time, the perfect time to start getting out here in these streets and dating. Okay, that's cool. You could definitely do that. But I'm going to give you a couple tips before you get out here and get started, because I want you to be successful, okay? If that's what you want to do out here, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you want to go outside and start dating in DC, there's just a couple things you should be aware of and a couple things you could do to get started, because DC can be a little treacherous. But here we go. Tip number one, if you really want to get out there and get started, one easy route may be to get started online, you know, by joining like a dating site and trying to see if you like make any matches and go from there. But in reality, I'll be real with you, I don't ever really hear people talking about dating apps out here. The only two I've ever really heard of is like Hinge and Bumble. But Hinge seems to be the most popular by far, just based off of what I've heard and what I've seen. So if you really want to take the dating route, maybe look into doing Hinge, because that seems to be the best bang for your buck out here, just to be honest with you. So just want to give you that tip first. I'm so glad it's not like crazy cold outside today. It's usually like ridiculously cold out here, I'm not gonna lie. All right, now if you're gonna take the dating app route, be careful, because you never know who you're matching with. A lot of people can really lie on their profiles. So don't just like get super excited or uber excited just because you match with a couple people, because you never know what type of person that person really is. And then also, you know, the dating game, as far as like any dating app, just in case you've never been on one, just know that the options and the way the apps work are drastically skewed. It's usually in the favor of women. Women can get on the app, you know, be on there for like one day and get like dozens of matches. Guys can be on the same app, posting consistently a bunch of nice photos and making their profile stand out as much as they can, and maybe get like 2 matches a week maybe. So just be aware of that, that's all I'm saying. Because you never know what you get into. All right, another thing you're probably gonna wanna do if you wanna start getting out here in DC, you wanna start dating and all that good stuff, is you wanna figure out a way to get involved in the social scene. The social scene in DC is something you have to get used to. It was something I had to get used to because, you know, my whole life I've lived in places to where pretty much year round there's things to do all the time. But in DC, there's definitely seasons for everything. There's definitely a season for everything. So in the world of being social in DC, the cold months tend to slow down drastically as compared to like the months in like the summer, spring and all that stuff. So if you want to get active because you're out here trying to date and stuff like that, I would highly encourage you to try to hold on to the summertime, because the summertime is when you'll find like your dating pool or options greatly widen. Just in general, you'll have way more options. During the cold months, it's like people are just more focused on their careers. They find little things here and there, maybe like once or twice, maybe 3 times a month to kind of get outside. But in general, you don't really want to go outside because it's just cold. Now, like today, I'm outside filming because it's not that bad. And it's like the first day in a while where it wasn't that bad. I just want to throw it out there that these are some of the things you just got to be aware of. There's basically dating is seasonal in a way. It's almost like people hibernate during the cold months in DC, and when it's not cold outside, they're definitely outside. I mean, they are outside by the thousands. Now, I know I said you want to get involved in the social scene, but what kind of social scene? What kind of events do you want to look out for? Well, there are all kinds of events whenever things do start to open up that happen. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know why, but it seems like all of the events that happen in DC, they all seem to have the same vibe as far as like what people are there for. It feels like everyone's there on some like networking type stuff, and not necessarily always just on some dating, but like networking in the sense of like it's almost like job interviews or like little mini interviews are happening. People tend to treat going out like a cocktail hour, like where they just stand around with a drink, them and their friends that they already know may stand around the table, and then they will go from there. Okay, so another tool that's used pretty often that may actually be maybe one of the best tools, I guess, is if you maybe use your friends or coworkers as matchmakers. Like if you know someone who also knows someone who's looking for someone, based off of someone knows both of y'all at the same time, maybe they can kind of tell you if you would or wouldn't already work with somebody. That might be one way to also start dating. You know, basically just like through word of mouth in a way is what I'm trying to say. You could definitely find people. You'd be surprised with who you run into when you get to looking for it and telling people that you're looking for it. I never walk this way. I think I'm gonna go another direction. But yeah, traffic is out pretty heavy right now in DC. Everybody's honking their horns because they're mad. Woo, it's a little cold out here, just a little bit. All right, here's the last thing you guys can do. I'm about to start heading back to my house because I know it's starting to get chilly. But one last thing you can do if you want to get into the dating scene here in DC is you could rely on just random encounters, just random things that happen that put you in a position to meet people organically. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that's probably gonna be the least and most far in between opportunities because people are busy out here. People aren't just like out and about just to be out and about. They're usually doing something very specific, like shopping for food, or I don't know, out going to work or coming home from work and they're tired. So if your goal in life is to meet someone for the fact, in the sense of trying to date and stuff like that, then if you just rely on it happening randomly and organically, then you're probably gonna be single for quite a while in DC. Because like I said, people in DC are busy walking their dogs, busy going to and from work, busy making YouTube videos, just busy, just saying. All right guys, hopefully something that I just told you guys helped. But remember, if you're gonna be outside trying to get your date on, the number one rule and number one tip that I can give you is to just be yourself. Just be your authentic self. DC is already flooded and full of people who are full of themselves, who really think highly of themselves. And it kind of all contributes to the fact that the reason why they're single in the first place. So be yourself. That's gonna be like one of the best ways to stand out because I'm telling you, it's rare to see people who are just authentically themselves. People usually tend to gravitate to those type of people. But anyways, hopefully that helped. I'm gonna be getting out tonight and doing a little social mingling myself. Who knows, maybe I might run into somebody. Even though I'm not trying to date, I'm open to, just randomly meeting people. Anyways, I will see you guys later on in the next video. I'm about to go get ready. Peace. It actually feels pretty good outside, I'm not gonna lie. And y'all see that sunset behind me? Isn't that dope? I'm just saying. Also, one last thing I wanna tell you guys. I know I have it where during this part of the video is the part where you can select another video of mine. But if you're still here and you haven't clicked, I would also like to let you guys know that next month, well actually next week, I will be in LA for 30 days. So I'm not sure if there's any creators out there who want to collab or some people who could show me around, but I will be in LA, Los Angeles, California for 30 days. So if you guys would like to collab, hit me up on social media. All right guys, peace.